Welcome back. Today we're going to do something a little bit different, but obviously it goes with the aim of the channel. I'm going to share with you a personal story of how obviously surviving death has made me follow my passion, which is one has made me follow one of my passions, which is traveling. See, a few years ago, I think 2 years ago, when did the pandemic start? 2000, I think 20. Yes, so 3 years ago, as the pandemic started, yeah, well, obviously some people had lost loved ones, and others found themselves also in hospital. And then I was one of those lucky ones. Um, Mind you, I had already lost some people close to me, very close to me during the pandemic, and it was actually at the funeral of the last one that I think I contracted COVID. So yeah, as we had a funeral because she was cremated, um, I I 2 3 days later on started suffering symptoms, of COVID. And then I had to be taken to hospital. Went to hospital, booked a bed, and then when we got there, I stayed there for sometimes. I think it was just a day. I think I stayed there for a day because my case was not so severe, so I was sent back home. So I recall as the nurse discharged me, she said, you can go home and come back when it's more serious. I mean, the reason why you go to hospital obviously is to prevent the sickness to, get critical. But anyway, so under the circumstances, I understand, and there were so many beds, taken, they had to clear out and then allow the more critical patient to be on ventilations. So then, yeah, so I came back home, and as I came home, obviously the symptoms got worse, and I was one of those, whom at the beginning, saw COVID as how do I say this? Well, it was a severe illness, but I didn't think it was that severe, if you know what I'm saying, because I had contracted it before, like 3 4 times. I tested positive, for COVID before the last time that I did. So yes, got home. I was on the couch, and then it got very critical to a point where I just couldn't breathe. I was in agony, and I'd stayed like that for a couple of weeks. I was actually laying on, you see the couch over there? You see that long couch there? I don't know if you can see. I'm just gonna make, yeah, the couch there. So I was on the couch. I've been on that couch. I'd been on that couch for almost 18 days. I don't know how I made it, but I was there for 18 days, and I'd already made peace with the fact that I was not gonna make it, because when you can't breathe and you can't be in control of your own organs, you just don't know what else to do, and that's when you realize also how weak or how useless you can be as a human being, laying there and leaving your whole being to fate, and you don't even have a say in your own existence. But anyway, so it was one of those experiences, as I knew every day was going, I was just like, okay, this agony will go on until I finally, depart and transition to another realm. But somehow I'm here. Yes, I made it out of COVID. Yes, obviously, I had already issues with my heart before, so that was one of the reasons which I kind of like knew that I was maybe not gonna make it. But for some reason, it just left me with I think a damaged right lung, slightly damaged right lung. But besides that, anyway, so I pulled through. Now, after pulling through, I reassessed my life, so many things that I'd always wanted to do, and one of those were traveling. Mind you, I had always traveled before. I've traveled several times, but not really in an explorative kind of way, where you really go out there and you travel. And I'd always wanted to do that because I was raised very confined, so it was a very good upbringing, but it was very confined, where I wanted to explore the world out there for myself, really. So, yes, traveling was really one of the things I wanted to do, and the other was writing. And there's quite few of them, of the things that I'd checked on the list, And speaking of writing, actually, I have written a couple of books, and I think I've published two already on Amazon. So, yeah, so if you're interested, you can just let me know. I'll give you the link to go have a look at them. But yes, so speaking of traveling, because yes, that's the whole purpose of this monologue. I'd said that, I'd always wanted to travel the whole world. I wanted to see the world. I wanted to see all the continents, all the countries if possible. But, it was always one of those things that you put in a back burner and say, one day I will probably do it. But, as you face death and then you realize that, life is too short, then you start taking it a bit seriously. Then I was like, this is my passion. I need to follow my passion, of traveling. So yes, 2-3 weeks after the recovery, I was on a plane. That was my first trip after the COVID. I think the restrictions were already kind of eased off by then, so I traveled, and then well, it was a short spell, but yes, and then this year is actually I think it is the longest. I think almost a year. I've gone for almost a year, and I was just traveling, because I love being in new environments and learning about things. But I have to thank you know my near-death experience for that. I have to thank COVID for making me realize that those are the things that I really wanted to do, and I had to do it no matter what, and make use of the years that I have left, and travel until old age. That's, of course, because we don't know how long we will live, but travel as long as you can until it's time to depart. And I've done just that. It's been an eye-opening, and I'm really glad that I was in that position, the near death, because it made me realize what really matter. And for some reason, I think I've adopted a much more relaxed approach to life, knowing that, okay, we shouldn't take it too seriously. We need to live a little bit, and we need to just enjoy, And yes, that's my story. And I'm pretty sure you also have. I'd love to read yours as well if you do. So you can just, write me your experience on the comment below. But it's funny enough how, you have to find yourself in a place of complete incapacitation to say that I wish I could have done this, or I wish I could do this. And then you're given a second chance to do the things you wish you could do. That is when you just grab it with both hands and you just run for the hill, And then also, it has helped me discover what kind of traveler I am. I am not I'm not a full-time traveler. That's one thing I've realized, because I've tried, you try to discover your strength and who you are. I'm more of a seasonal traveler. I'm the kind that can travel for a year and then come home, or less than a year, and then always come home and then refresh and then go again on the next adventure. Unlike those who have been traveling, as some will tell you, 15 years on the road, they've just been traveling. Yeah, no, that's really not me. I like being grounded a little bit sometimes, and then I can go and then I can come back. But yes, so I've discovered those traits about myself thanks to my my experience. And if I were to give an advice to anyone watching, I would say do what you have to do tomorrow, today, because you don't own tomorrow, and you might not be able to do it tomorrow. So do not postpone, or do not delay the things that you can do today for tomorrow. And love and enjoy doing it, because when you do something that you do not love, it's more like a chore, and nobody loves chores. So yes, that's my story in a nutshell. And thank you very much for watching. Do like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And now that I'm home, as I told you, I will be uploading more frequently, and I will share with you more insight on my travel and on life and perception of the world, and what I think needs to change in the things that have encountered traveling. And then I hope to see you again on the next installment. Till then, thank you very much. Bye.